Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. And today we're going to be taking a look at a new-ish LEGO Marvel set. That's going to be set number 76169, the Thor Mech armor with 139 pieces, one minifigure. This set retailed for $9.99 USD and was one of the 3 mechs released during 2021. The others being Captain America, which we took a look at a long time ago, and Miles Morales, which we will be taking a look at very, very soon. This mech is interesting, and I think it's a definite improvement upon the mechs from last year. However, it is, I think, the weakest of the 3. However, there will be a full comparison coming out very soon. We're going to take a look at the Thor minifigure first, and then move on to the actual build of the set. Alright, and here's that Thor minifigure, and he remains unchanged from his video game appearance in, was it last year's sets now? There is no cape, which is unfortunate, and he does have a light silver helmet there. I'm relatively confident that that coloring is exclusive for this set. Before, I believe it was a dark gunmetal gray, so that's pretty nice, but the printing on his torso is the same. We even have the lines for the cape with no actual cape, so it's pretty awkward. He's just wearing a scarf, I guess. There are 2 facial expressions included, one kind of smiling, confident, happy Thor, and then one over here that I really like with the lightning kind of arcing out of his eyes. He does have a Mjolnir hammer accessory right there. That does clip onto the actual mech. I'll show you that a little bit later. The gunmetal gray legs have no printing, which is unfortunate, and there's no arm printing on the silver arms. So, bit of a bland figure, but it's still really nice to get him here, and also a great cheap way for anyone to get a Thor minifigure if they don't have one. And now that we've taken a look at that minifigure, it's time to take a look at how this build actually works. The first thing I want to take a look at is how Thor fits in. This piece, much like the previous mechs, folds open, and you can pull Thor out. He just rests on one of those pieces. It slots in between his legs, and he fits in quite nicely. No studs, so it's a very easy disconnection. There are several stickers in this set. There are 2 found on either side. It's his belt of strength. Not going to pronounce the names. I'm definitely going to pronounce it wrong. And there's 2 of those stickers on each side. And then his hammer has several stickers. We have 1 right here, and then 2 of these cool little fire pieces on the teal bricks, and that is repeated on this side. However, these studs were left open. I'm not sure why they didn't put a 2x2 covering that. It would have looked much better in my opinion. Not a huge fan of that, but the build for Mjolnir is very, very accurate and very nice. And also, there are 2 Mjolnirs in this set. The large scale one, which does clip into Thor's hand pretty easily. And this can be moved to the other side if you want. Very nice build. We're going to take that away, though. There's a second one that clips onto his ankle down there, and that's the accessory that little Thor had. And so I love that. That is so much better than the previous mechs because it's an all-in-one. All the parts come together here. You don't have to worry about accessories and characters not having them, because it's attached right there, much like Cap's shield was attached to him on the other mech. The actual build of this mech is very, very similar to the other ones. We have the arms and the legs are each made up of 3 different joints, the shoulder, arm, and hands, and then the legs, the knees, I guess, and then the feet. This mech also has a cape, which looks very weird. They use these very cool-looking triangular red pieces in the back, and I'm not sure how I feel about that. It looks very awkward when you, like, raise the arm. You have to, like, really lower it down, and I don't think it works. I mean, I don't know. It just looks weird in my opinion. The hands are also very oversized, I think. They're quite large, much larger than the other mechs. And while I think it works for Thor, it feels a bit too bulky. The colors are also a little interesting. This piece in the front is a print, which is really, really nice. Oh, I forgot to mention there are 2 more stickers up top there. That's my bad. Overall, the set isn't bad. It's just not my favorite. The knees look fine. I mean, the joints and manipulation for that, the poses are great. You can do some really wacky stuff with him. It's much like the other mechs, pretty good. Although, I don't think Thor needed a mech, to be honest. I was really hoping for maybe a different character. Someone who actually would have, maybe needed one. I guess this brings up the possibility that we might get a Hulk mech at some point, because this is just like a bigger version of Thor, much like the bigger version of Captain America. And there's the hammer clipped into the other hand now. I do appreciate this set. I think it's really good. We're going to take a look at the box and manual real quick before moving to the final verdict, and I'll give you my final thoughts for the set. Alright, and here's the box, and it's a very strange shape. Not what I'm used to for a $10 set. It's pretty unique, I think. A really nice cover art. I love the lightning arcing from behind Thor there. That looks beyond amazing. Really nailed the cover art here. Definitely, I think, one of my favorites. On the back of the box, we just have a very actually nice pose for the mech, holding the hammer down with Thor down there. It looks really good. The box art honestly kind of sells this. I'm very, very impressed. Not too much else to say for it, though, so let's take a look at that instruction manual. And that instruction manual has a very small version of the mech on it. The same lightning behind it and everything looks pretty great. Got the Wind Pirate on the back, a parts list, and then an advertisement for the other mech sets and then the Spider-Man sets. Jury's still out, and whether or not I'll be getting the Spider-Man cave, we'll see. But it's still a pretty great set. Not too much else to say for that instruction manual. Alright, overall, I'd rate this set a solid 7 out of 10. It's a very good mech set. For $10, you get a very reasonable build. You get a very good Thor minifigure, although I really wish he had a cape. And the exclusivity isn't great, although the new helmet is pretty cool. The mech itself isn't terrible. It's got some very nice elements to it. It just feels unnecessary, and the colors work quite well, but it's weird seeing the tan mixed in there with the blue and the black and the red. I think they should have taken out the blue, maybe made that dark tan color. I think it's a bit too much. The hammer build is quite nice. Again, though, those exposed studs are kind of killing it. But overall, I think this is a very good set. I definitely recommend getting it, especially if you're in need of a Thor minifigure, because that one is pretty great. And honestly, I can't really complain too much. The build is very well done. And overall, I think this is a very reasonable mech set. And I'm definitely excited for more sets like this in the future. I hope we get some for all the Avengers. And that's all I got for you guys today. Thank you all very, very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video, and I hope to see you all in the very next video. I want you all to have a fantastic and safe rest of your day.